Come with me, and you'll be at a conifer imagination, an event that defies explanation. If you want art drawn of a pair of mice, just go down to the den and do it. Any pose you want, they drew it. Family friendly or not, there's nothing to it. Who can tell a story that'll make you slap your knees? The Kage Man can. Who fills the Allegheny with so many buddies? The Kage Man can. I want a party with 12 dozen fursuits, all of them hot like a dream. And if I do not get the party I'm after, I just might have to scream! I want a party with boys who are so cute and women with big boobs and 12 gallons of lube. Don't care how, I want it now. Don't care how, I want it now. That did not come off as easily as I hoped. Oompa, loompa, doopity des. If you are wise, you'll do as I says. Oompa, loompa, doopity dong. You will now hear the 621 song. Every night, get 6 hours of sleep. Every day, have 2 meals to eat. If those around you say the air has gone sour, you must need at least 1 shower. Using soap and water acts as not a shower. Oompa, loompa, doopity drool. You have now learned the 6-to-1 rule. Oompa, loompa, doopity des. Always remember the song by the song by the song by Pendes. Good eggs, bad eggs, Charlies and Verucas, Wonkas, Willies, Oompas and Loompas. Ladies, gentlemen, neither and both, you'll have a great weekend. This is my oath. Now I'll wrap this up because I need to pee. Ladies and gentlemen, the board of MCFC!
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh wow, no pressure. I've got a lovely little clock in front of me telling me how much time we have. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MCFC 2023. Thank you for coming back this year. We hope to put on an amazing show for you as we have every year in the past. So I'm a man of few words, so I'm just going to kind of pass it along to everybody else, let them do their talking. I do have something that I'll be chatting with you guys in a little bit, but we'll try to keep this short and sweet like we always do. So, Jedi?
I'll just sit up tall. All right, guys, so anyone that hasn't already been to the video game department, this year we have a brand new PS5 with a game up for raffle, $1 per ticket, unlimited tickets, so buy 1,000, why not? 2,000, 10,000, whatever. We also have our prize arcade and regular arcade up and running with an incredible amount of prizes. The charity has donated some really rare Pokemon cards, so if you're into that. Regular arcade is up as usual. We got Dance Dance Revolution, some new games this year. Get you nice and sweaty. This is a good time to remind that showers are important. For extra arcade fun, you can stop in the sponsors lounge. We have a certified possessed unit down there. When you hear it talking, you'll know why.
Hey, Jedi, we're going to have to pause.
Okay, not a problem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to inform you of a situation that we have to deal with. Unfortunately, there was an email sent to us just a little bit ago that we have to take care of, and unfortunately, we have to vacate the hotel. This is unfortunate. We will get this done as soon as possible. The police are coming to sweep the hotel. The threat that we were given is non-credible in our mind, but we are doing this for the utmost of security and safety for everybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, please head to a convenient location and head out. And we'll start this back as soon as we possibly can.
Find it later. Is this yours?
Many minutes later.
Hey, do you got that song TNT? I've already filled my ticket. Fire burning, the roof is on fire.
damn it.
Oh, we can only hope.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Convention War Stories. Man.
Why would anyone show up to this? You just lived through it.
Like, I love that. Like, Convention War Stories, like, when we went outside, and they're like, it's gonna be at least 1 to 2 hours. I'm like, watch us not get back in until right when Convention War Stories starts. That is the most appropriate fucking timing ever. Is there anyone under 18 in here right now? Fuck!
Oh my God. All right, so I need to know something. So we just moved hundreds of people outside the building, stood outside for multiple hours, all came in, and when I went to the restroom, there was no line. Are you all camels? How the hell was there no line?
Did you not look at the grass and the gut? There were little pellets of poop fucking everywhere.
That's not us! Please tell me that's not us.
Alkali, have you not noticed that there's been more and more baby furs in the fandom recently?
I tried water.
Here's what I love. Like, Kage's supposed to be on this panel, right? About an hour into being outside, I turned around and I just saw a white lab coat going over the fucking hill, and we have not heard from him since.
They made their escape.
I don't know what...
the hell 20 years ago?
Oh! So we obviously shouldn't be talking about this because of the 2-year rule. If you've never done this panel before with us, the general rule of the stories you hear today are, unless we have special dispensation, are all 2 years or older. And if you hear me sucking on stuff, first of all, get the fuck out of my hotel room. Second, I quit smoking. I have hard candy in my mouth right now. But I am going to give you a look at future Convention War Stories to start. I'm an attorney. And as an attorney, I know some things about the Fourth Amendment and what evidence is suppressed for warrantless search and what isn't. When there is a bomb threat at a hotel, the police will search every single room. They do not need a warrant to search every single room because there's something called an contingency clause to the Fourth Amendment, meaning if it is necessary under these circumstances, you don't need a warrant to look in these areas. However, it only goes as far as is necessary to make sure there's no threat. Right?
Okay.
Okay. So they were looking for a bomb. Bombs come in many sizes, right?
Yeah.
Bombs come in sizes that may put them in drawers, correct?
Oh.
So the police went room to room, and there's a chance that as they went room to room, one of the things that took so long is they had to open drawers and bags located in those rooms. Now, I know what you're thinking. They didn't have a warrant, so they can't prosecute me. And you would be right if the police just walked into the room and opened the drawer without a bomb threat. Oh, but Boozy, that's not the bomb. They didn't find a bomb. Whatever they found that may or may not have been illegal was not a bomb. Therefore, it can't be used against me. And you would be right if it wasn't for something called the plain sight doctrine. And the plain sight doctrine means if an officer looks somewhere they are legally allowed to look and they see something illegal in plain sight, it can be used to prosecute you. They are legally allowed to look in the bags and drawers when they are searching a hotel room under the exigency clause. So if they opened your bag and something illegal was in there, congratulations, you're the one they didn't fucking catch.
Holy shit. Oh my God, this is just insanity. This is shit.
The second Convention War story is, can you imagine how many fucking dildos the cops just saw?
Hi, did you need a microphone? Come on up.
Oh yeah, no, you beat all the stories on stage today.
Oh yeah, no.
You're in.
You do realize the sheer irony of coming back in from that? Like, what's the first panel? Con War Stories.
Well, so I just came over here to kind of give voice to everything and thank everybody that is here. And I'd love it for you to spread this around the con, that I want to thank all of the attendees right now for all their patience and help and understanding through this. This is amazingly ironic to come into the middle of this panel and make this announcement.
It's the right panel.
Yeah. So we just felt it was a good time to really take a minute and just say thank you to everybody. And like I said, just let everybody know that we're working on the boards, talked about what we're going to do for the rest of this day. Announcements will be made on Twitter. to update you on what's going on. We're extending some hours on certain locations. We're changing some stuff around. But just keep an eye on Twitter, and we'll try to keep you updated as best we can.
Cool, thank you.
Very quickly, can we have a round of applause for the staff, because they in 10 minutes got everybody out of the hotel and managed it for 4 hours with the police searching the venue. So
Thanks.
Thank you. Like, it's not me, it's all the rest of the guys that are behind, the chairman that make this happen. Not really. But, I really do appreciate everybody totally.
I didn't say give a round of applause to the contrary. I said the staff, you vain motherfucker.
Thank you, all of you, for your help and everything like that. And thanks for the moral support, too.
Anytime. So, since we're talking about these large-scale evacuations, let's start with one of those stories. Let's start with a new favorite of mine that has hit its 2-year mark. There is a convention, it's not a furry-con actually, it's called Yomicon. Yomicon is an anime and general convention. They take place in Detroit, Michigan. It's actually a very beautiful, very fun con. They invited me to be their MC. And since it was such a late invite, they apologized to me, but I wasn't going to be in the staff block. The staff block on the 80th through 90th floor of a gorgeous hotel in Detroit, overlooking just looking right into Canada. It is amazing. And the hotel, on the Thursday of the convention, informed convention staff, security, reg team, everyone, that renovations, as stated, it was never stated, were starting Sunday morning. And floors 80 through 90 would need to be checked out no later than noon. This was the first they had heard of it, and as the hotel said, well, that's why those are your staff rooms. That's why we gave them so many as a discount. It's in the contract.
Was it in the contract?
Unfortunately, there was so my conversation with them went a little differently than my conversation with everyone else. Like, do you read? Absolutely.
He called me about this when it happened.
Yep.
He's like, dude, they need a fucking lawyer. And the first words out of my mouth to him before he spoke to them were, did anybody there actually read the contract to see if it was in the contract? And he goes,
that's about right.
On me.
That's about right. Well, it started to happen. Sunday morning, 10 floors on an 80-floor hotel needed to be cleared. Everyone needed to be given a room number to a different hotel that was almost within walking distance, and then left. And I want you to note the time. Noon on Sunday of a convention. Furry, anime, general convention, I don't care what it is. What is happening at noon on Sunday at every convention?
Mimosas.
Besides the mimosas, those should have worn off by noon. Wake up earlier. Everyone is checking out. Everyone is checking out. 80 floors of rooms, 6 elevators. People have now been waiting for 2.5 hours. The top floor of the hotel, the top floor with all the suites and the most beautiful rooms, that was their green room. Anime cons are not like fur cons, where fur cons invite out a guest of honor, an artist of honor, a few special guests. It's wonderful, it's fun, it's a community. Anime cons make a lot of what they do by bringing in voice actors, by bringing in outside talent. They didn't have 10 guests. They didn't have 20 guests. They had 213 guests. They had hundreds of staff, and all of them needed to leave, and all of a sudden they realized, oh wait, that's our green room. The room where they are holding hospitality for all of their guests. Again, voice actors and professional people who have showed up there this weekend. So the gentleman who ran hospitality grabbed a member of security and said, we have 10 minutes to get all of this alcohol out of the room. To which security said, that's not too bad. They go, you didn't see the closet. To which someone, oh, okay, this is doable. And then he goes, you haven't seen the bathroom. And he goes, oh. He goes, wait, isn't there 2 bathrooms? He goes, you took my punchline. They moved 6 cartloads of alcohol in 10 minutes by getting onto any elevator that came up to them, on any floor, holding it, getting it all the way to the bottom, bringing it to the top, empty elevator, in front of people who had been waiting for 2.5 hours. So that's when the fist fights broke out. Now, did they start between con attendees? No. Was it attendees versus staff? No. When they were riding the elevator up to bring us the carts to get rid of the booze, the head of security was waiting for an elevator. And the head of operations was holding the elevator. And the head of security said, "You can't do that, it's my job." And the head of operations said, "I outweigh you," and belly bumped him off of the elevator. The hotel was cleared out by 3 o'clock, 10 floors, and I don't think they'll have us back next year.
Scott, there were 2 parts in that story that worried me.
Oh, yeah?
One was when you said on that floor is where they were holding Haas, and I'm like, please do not say Tej. Please do not say they were holding hostages.
That's a 3-year rule. Hostage situations, you gotta wait for 3 years.
And the second part, and who did the fistfights break out with? Was it the attendees? No. Was it the staff? No. It was the voice actors. Donald Duck just beat the shit out of Naruto there in the hallway.
Actually, they had all of the Power Rangers there. If a fist fight did break out, it would be epic. Oh God, the Zord is here. Did I use that right?
Sure.
Yes.
I was
pop culture.
I was writing my notes for this last night, and I'm like, oh, I have a story from the West End 4 years ago.
Counts.
Well, yeah, but it was something similar to what happened today. Do you remember the 2 times that we had to leave the hotel?
Same con?
Yeah, same con.
We
4
have a
years ago.
double?
At the West End, yes.
That
The first one was relatively normal. The second one happened at 0 dark fuck in the morning.
Oh, I remember this. I wasn't leaving.
No, I
was not leaving. I was nude and not leaving.
We figured as much once we didn't hear you out leaving the hotel.
Yeah.
That one was turned out burnt pancakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, give it up for Lord Pandan!
All right, we've got all the panelists except Kage. I need somebody to issue a silver alert. For all we know, he's on the roadside, just trying to get back to his elementary school. You know, the old one-room one that they rode horses to. He's not actually fucking in here, right?
In the audience the whole time.
Like, I like living.
Well, since we're on the topic of Kage, fur.
It's been 2 years. I get to tell this one now. So, who here knows of Uncle Kage? Who here thinks Uncle Kage is in the mafia? I have proof. So, if you remember Virtual Anthrocon 2021, that was the one that was completely online, and a group of us all flew to Pittsburgh right in the middle of COVID to shoot some on-location stuff. And there was a lot of services that weren't available. Like we couldn't, like it was hard to get Ubers around places. It was hard to do stuff. So we found the city Pittsburgh Rent-A-Bikes, and they were a great help. Like a lot of us got them. Like you just swipe your card, and you could just. They said specifically you can leave them anywhere. It was a story for another time. Is when Arrow smashed my brain in with one, and it's on film.
Of course it is.
We were using those to shuttle stuff around, so I brought the bike down to the Riverwalk, and I parked the bike. I locked the bike. I used the app to lock the bike. I took a picture of the bike with my phone app, so they know where the bike is. Convention happens, and it's great. About 3 weeks later, I get a letter in the mail from the city of Pittsburgh saying, "We can't seem to find a bike that you rented. However, don't worry, we're still looking for it. but just in case, we can charge your credit card $690.
Oh my God.
Right? So then I get a letter like 3 weeks later saying, hey, we still can't find it. Just to let you know, if we don't find it in 2 more weeks, we're going to charge your card $690. So at this point, Megaplex happens. And I'm sitting there in Florida. And I had complained to a couple people about this. I'm like, I'm getting this letter from the city. This is going to suck. I wonder if I need to, like, call someone about it. And I am literally sitting in the audience at opening ceremonies at Megaplex, and Uncle Kag just comes behind me, reaches around, he says, so I hear you have a bicycle problem. And I explained what happened. He said, very interesting. Sneaks away. Don't see him another minute, that fucking con. The Monday after Megaplex, I get a phone call saying, hey, we sent some letters out in error. Don't worry, we found the bike. I will never cross that man again.
Never cross him in the first case. The Allegheny is shallow for a reason.
I would like to well, hold on. Before we get too far in depth, could you please stop telling stories about the con I represent? Like, maybe don't imply the chairman of the board that contacts me every now and again for legal advice is killing people and depositing them in the goddamn river.
Also taking care of bike problems.
That's it. Let me tell an Anthrocon story.
Yeah.
So there I am in the lobby of Anthrocon on a Monday morning as Uncle Kag comes in. He's not wearing the lab coat. He's wearing normal person clothing, which for Kage is like a goddamn tutu and a bowler hat, but hey. And he goes, I'm going to the yearly meeting with the hotel to discuss the con. Would you like to come? And I said, is there anything my input would actually be needed on? And he goes, well, there is one minor issue with the chairs in the lobby. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but for a long period of time, the chairs in the Westin lobby were white fabric chairs. And every year after the convention, the board would be advised that one of those white fabric chairs had a rather smelly stain on it. And Kage said, it has been years of this. I do not know what we are going to tell them. And I said, I do. And he goes, what? I said, tell them to buy brown chairs. Who went to Anthrocon last year? Who looked at the lobby chairs? They're fucking brown now.
Bandez, tell us a tale.
A tale of a faithful voyage?
3-hour tour.
3-hour golf course. And
Too soon.
we have a 2-year moratorium unless it literally happened 5 seconds ago.
We went outside and we formed a crowd. We all had but rhymes.
I like the contingency plan. If you all got rowdy, do you know what the contingency plan was to calm you down? I was a part of this plan. It was formed. No shit. This was the contingency plan to keep the crowd calm if you all became restless. I have a big-ass truck. We were going to pull the big-ass truck up beside the golf course on the road with Alkali, Kage, Pandez, myself, and other performers there to start doing panels for you on the back of my goddamn truck.
The MCFC minstrel show. Great.
Well, the worst part was, one of the reasons that didn't happen is that plan was in the works, and then they started moving us around. They're like, get out of the parking lot, but that's where our stage is.
Yeah, like we were all in the truck. No shit, we were getting in the bed. They're like, no, they're not letting you drive the truck out of the parking lot. I'm like, okay, what? I can't leave now? Like,
you're a suspect.
2, I don't think you know what's gonna happen if like 1,000 furries get bored on your golf course. This is not going to go well for you. Like there's a sand trap out there, and we got a lot of cats.
Also, you seem to have trees that look very dead and flammable. Maybe rethink this.
Please stop perpetuating the Republic myth of furries using the sand.
Listen, I did not see a porta potty out there. And Alkali's seen nobody going to the bathroom since we come back.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about this.
All I'm saying is, have you looked at the sand trap by the 5th green yet?
All I'm saying is we're going to come to this convention next year, look at the golf course, and go, wow, that grass looks gorgeous. They must fertilize a lot.
I love the fact that Alkali's sitting here going, well, but they weren't in the... I saw nobody in the bathroom. You almost have bladders of steel, and I'm sitting there going, fucking baby furs, man, baby furs. Like that, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear like you don't get to make fun of baby furs. You know why? They're the only motherfuckers who were prepared for that situation.
You got a point.
But are they always prepared?
It depends.
Des,
Yes.
spin us a tale.
Spin us a tale. Oh, what tale should I tell?
Oh, well, you're coming up with this. Just throw it out there because we're all talking about how dapper of a dresser Uncle Kag is. And Kage always puts their best foot forward. And in fact, just a few weeks ago, they had minor surgery. I went out, I helped my friend. And then that's how that story ended. And there's no more to that one. Isn't that crazy? That story about... it's right here.
I was worried.
The man who had knee surgery just bypassed the side stairs.
Yeah, no. The knee surgery did not affect him in the slightest. They were outside of surgery for 2-3 minutes. I was called in. What's the first thing they asked me? Is it, how did I do? Is it, did everything go? It's, where's my hat? I said,
I wanted my hat.
Kage, you were in the gown just right after surgery. Multiple things stuck to you, and you wouldn't stop bitching about your hat.
You would want your hat under those circumstances.
And the nurse prescribed no hat. Do you know what level you need to be at for the nurse to say, no, you don't need your hat? And you went, you're wrong, and demanded painkillers and a hat.
In that order.
In that order.
I do, and Kage can agree with this, and I think certainly your staff here at MCFC this weekend can agree with this. And it is the importance of a good relationship with your venue and your choice of venue. Your hotel here this weekend has done just wonderfully, even with this. Standing out there, they brought out coffee.
That's
so
cool. This is for the hotel.
Uncle Kage and Anthrocom, while I joked earlier, have cultivated a wonderful relationship with the city of Pittsburgh, which, let's just face it, at this fucking point is Anthrocon's venue. It's no longer like the hotel, it's the city. The city is the venue now. Alkali maintained for a long period of time, with one exception.
With one very, very important exception.
A wonderful relationship with their venue on that. And then you have things like BasementCon. I chair a fake convention. We made it on Twitter. We made it to make fun of all the other conventions, and then things happened, and now we have attendees.
I wanted to have the opportunity to give AV some of the pictures from BasementCon.
I guess it's a little bit too late for that. Oh, darn. Oh, so crud.
Is anybody in the room a licensed electrician? These pictures would make you shit your pants.
You see, as the chick.
You made it. You survived. Stop bitching.
That's because I didn't touch the wires.
That's a generally good rule.
Here's the two things you need to know about BasementCon. Number one, I'm the chairman. Number two, my name's not on the insurance contract. So when we chose a venue, I just chose one that the guy who owns it does not give a shit about. Not a single shit. The man does not care. It is an old, almost abandoned ski lodge in the ass end of nowhere off a logging road. You know how you get to it? No, you don't, because the directions to it actually say at the top, don't follow Google Maps. It will get you lost on a dirt logging road in the forest. And then gives you directions that take you through New York, almost to Canada, and back down to Northwest Pennsylvania for some goddamn reason.
It's my favorite.
The walls are lined with murder implements. Decorative axes, saws, saw blades. You look at it, you're thinking, oh, it's like Cracker Barrel, until you touch it and realize, no, they've got an edge on them. Those are for killing people. There's a box of flesh randomly on the goddamn wall. We contact the guy who runs the place, and his exact word, to tell him that our good friend found a book that they would like to buy off of him. Now, if you have a large group of people at your family's ski lodge that appears to be the sole source of income for an entire weekend, and one of them sends you a message that reads, hey, I need to talk to you about something, don't you think you'd respond? Right? Well, we were saying that because we wanted to say our friend would like to purchase this book off you. We heard back from him a week fucking later. We had left. The book was gone.
Excuse me. Could you say that again, please?
No, we cannot. Keep going.
No. Say
Yeah,
that
you
again.
stole the book. We just didn't tell you. But you
Wait a
stole the
minute.
book.
You told me. He said it was okay to take it.
I didn't tell you shit. He told you
In
something.
my defense, I lied.
It's okay, though, because you know what he said a week later? Oh, I didn't even know we had that. Yeah, sure.
No, you did not give a shit. Also, if I remember correctly, didn't you once tell me that for attendees of the convention, it's always better to ask forgiveness than permission?
No!
Oh, is that not you?
No!
Oh, okay. Well, if you're on Anthrocon, know that... Oh, shit.
Now, Uncle Kag attended last year, and Uncle Kag is used to high standards at his events. So he said, and I quote, when does my flight get in? And we go, whenever you fucking booked it for. If you leave it up to us, you're flying Spirit. So
Not the airlines either. We'll kill them and hope they show up.
he flew in, he drove to the lodge, he got there, and we gave him the best room in the place.
Legitimately.
How was your room, Sam?
That was the best room in the place.
By far.
Yes.
You notice yours had a floor?
It had a floor. The light switches had no covers. They were like, to turn the light on, you took the wires and like touched them together and that turned the lights on.
This is a fancy New York over here. You didn't have light covers?
By the way, this is an exaggeration. When I showed him his room, I said, oh yeah, don't worry about those exposed wires dangling above the bed. You should be okay if you don't touch them.
And I didn't. There was a single switch on the wall that had a cover on it and looked like a normal light switch. And I like clicked and nothing happened. And I like flicking
Hold
it
on,
up
did
and
you
down.
up and down?
Yes.
Well, we've solved it.
What?
We were trying to get the fan in the kitchen to work forever, and for a while it was turning on and off. It's hooked up to your room, asshole.
That explains it.
It's the cook's room. That's why it had a floor.
I have a question, because at one point, like the second day there, he comes up and he goes, Boozy, I have a question. Where does the door in my bathroom lead? And I'm like, you have a bathroom? The rest of us had a closet with a toilet.
And a snake.
So I walked in, and sure enough, there's a door in his bath. He has an ensuite bathroom, the only one in the fucking place. And a door leading off of it that locks from the other side. And I'd never seen it before. So I got down and I looked in, and there's like shag carpeting.
We're 70s shag carpeting. Orange and brown shag carpet.
I'm seeing like the legs of furniture. I'm like, oh, there's like somebody's fucking apartment back there. And nobody else is here. And then I'm seeing like shadows. I'm like, oh, he's gonna die. This is a Hills Have Eyes situation. And that really worried me because Kage's room was right across from the stairs. So if they got him, the rest of us had no way out.
Those windows aren't really made for quick escape in mind. More so just letting in all the outside air and bugs.
Yes.
And snakes.
And snakes.
And snakes.
But they were not poisonous snakes.
No, they were venomous. Venomous, like difference.
Yeah, no, yes. Did you tell them about the well?
What well?
What well?
Right.
Let me go. And actually, I just want to describe it to you. Alkali, the first year we used this place, arrived before me. and he said, "This is amazing, this is awesome, this is great." The guy who owns the place showed up to give us a tour. And would you like to hear the condensed version of the tour he gave us? We are standing in the kitchen, and he goes, "If you go to the right, there's a pond. Don't swim in it. You will drown." Not me. Will. You will. Some shit has gone down in that pond.
It will pull you down.
He says, "The well in the back, yeah, it had a cover, but the cover broke. Don't go near it, especially at night.
You will drown."
It will pull you down.
If there's a Brita filter in the fridge, don't drink from it. You will drown.
Actually, he did mention the fridge to us. He said, "Don't eat the meat in the fridge." No other fucking explanation. We've just heard how people are drowning. There's axes on the walls. He's like, "Don't eat the meat in the fridge. It's not yours."
I'm a city boy. Like, I'm used to the prepackaged meat. I do a bit of butchery. You go in there, it's just carcasses hanging in a stand-up freezer, and they're definitely not recognizable as animals. So yeah, we stopped asking questions very quickly.
My favorite part, though, is he goes, "Now, if you go to the left and you walk a bit, you're going to come to the pasture. And normally we keep cows in it for beef, but we already slaughtered them this season, so it's just milk cows now. They're pretty friendly. They won't charge you. Don't touch the fence, though. It's electric. Packs a hell of a punch."
Don't wings on the electric fence.
He walks out. I look at Alkaline and I go, "Do you think he touched the fence?" I go, "He definitely
touched the fence. There is no way that bad. And probably a second time to see if it was in fact the fence or just his time."
We called him for wood last year. He came up with a truck, dropped off a load of wood, drove the truck to the corner of the field across from the lodge, climbed out, leaned up against his truck, lit a single cigarette, and stood there as the afternoon slowly turned into night over the course of 4 hours, staring at fursuiters as they walked in and out of the lodge. Not blinking, not moving, not asking questions. Just 4 hours of...
Same cigarette, by the way.
Basement Con's theme song might need to be changed to "I'm Still Alive" by Ether Flame.
The best part is this is what made me realize how many of you people, how many of you assholes, just are not used to nature despite being giant animals. We are sitting outside on Saturday night around the fire. Everybody's having a good time. There's 50 people around this fire. And in the woods, you hear, and somebody goes, "Oh, somebody's playing a recording of coyotes in the woods." And I go, "What?" What's the more reasonable explanation? Somebody drove out here and set up a sound system in the middle of the fucking woods to play coyote noises, or there's coyotes in the woods. Then Fur came out of the woods.
Pandaz,
yes,
we haven't heard your story yet. Please spin us a tale.
Well, here's the thing. I've been thinking, and there's not a single thing that's ever gone wrong at any event I've ever run. So I can't think of any story in any way, shape, or form. So I don't have.
What if it was from Indy for God?
I'm pretty sure nothing ever went wrong with Indy for.
What if it was a wonderful story that didn't involve us being at fault?
So, there we were.
You ain't Rosa Parks.
Well, there's that story too. Which one? We'll tell the waterfall story.
Tell the waterfall story.
So, there we were at Indy FurCon, IFC.
No shit, there we were.
There we were. Event seemed to be going fine, and then walk into the convention operations room on I think it was Saturday morning. As I'm heading over there, we meet up with the hotel liaison, and they're like, "Oh, hey, how are you doing? How's the night? How are you enjoying the water feature?" in convention operations. And we were like, you mean like where you set up like the water so that we could like have glasses? Yeah, that's very nice. This is the first time we've had that. We appreciate it. She's like, no, the water feature. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So we walk in, and there is a large garbage pail under a section of the ceiling that is a very different color than the rest of the ceiling. And we're like, what happened? She said, well, somebody went upstairs late in the night and decided to draw themselves a bath and decided to lie down on the bed while the bath was drawing and fell asleep. And the bath water rose and fell onto the floor to the extent that it started to drip to the floor below. And I'm like, oh, this happened on the floor above? Oh, no. The floor above that? No. The floor above? No. No? The floor above that? Yes. 6 floors. 6 floors of water pooling in their bathroom to the point that it drips down to the one below it. To the point that it drips down to the one below it. 6 floors of waterfall. And my head of operations went, I don't care if you're Canadian, Niagara Falls is not allowed in my convention operations room. And everyone on the board is like, so, the individual in the room, are they, were they, they're not one of your group. Yes! It's not our fault. It's not our fault. We have no liability.
I have a question for the panel.
What's that question?
You have done before worst radio call, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love radio calls.
As a convention staffer, your convention or another one, what's the worst thing you have heard from the mouth of a staff member in passing? You just overheard it and gone, no, and just kept walking.
Audience, is there anyone under 18 in here?
18 up convention. So no.
Right. Don't use the 4th floor bathroom. They're checking that one. Think about it and then be disturbed. Thank you.
I can't do in passing. The worst is still from a radio call. Should we do anything about the person juggling fire on the back patio? This is head of legal going off radio and walks out the room.
By the way, he still today denies that it was anything but a coincidence.
It's a total coincidence.
Mine's recent.
Oh, what'd you have?
I was at a convention and I walked by and I walked into a room where a friend of mine who was the vice con chair was at. And I just heard him talking to another staffer say, and there was an unreasonable amount of fecal matter in that bathtub. I turned around, I walked out, I was leaving, and then I stopped and I went, that implies there is a reasonable amount of fecal matter to be in the bathtub.
I think IFC still holds the weirdest, totally out of context. I was going to the restroom and a youth came up behind me and said, hey, you know where I can score some weed? And his friend went, dude, that's their head of finance. And the first kid went, then he knows where to get it cheap. So I told him. What else you guys got?
Not a radio call, not to change the subject, and I'm going to violate the 2-year rule.
Do it. It's for yours.
Okay. I got a phone call Thursday at Anthrocon from one of our 16 hotels saying, okay, we have had a flood, and he said, apparently somebody filled one of the bathtubs with kitty litter. and it caused a flood. That's why I look the way I do. Well, the next day, that same guy called me back and said, okay, we looked into it. It turned out that was erroneous. There was no kitty litter involved. It was just a regular clog in the drain, so nobody's at fault. You don't have to worry about killing anybody. I said, okay, great, ha, fun. I waited till after the convention. I called them and said, hi, I just wanted to double check. So that flood thing, that was taken care of, right? And they said, yes. I said, okay, I have two questions. Number one, why was the first report that you received that somebody had filled the bathtub with kitty litter? Two, what is the name of the person that gave that report? There's an expression in this fandom, you don't fuck with Uncle Kag, okay? I'm not going to tell you how that story ended because there's a lawyer here.
And because we buried them in too much kitty litter.
No, you didn't.
No, we did not. The Allegheny became slightly more shallow then.
No, it didn't.
Allegedly.
Because when you put things into water, displacement means you actually raise the water level, not decrease it. It would become more shallow.
We are not letting you drive the boat.
Why?
The only thing that gets more shallow every year is me.
God damn it, Tess.
By the way, are we ending this on time?
We're the ones getting everything back on schedule. Yeah.
Oh, they're...
Right?
Right.
So, okay, there was this convention where some little 12-year-old fuckwit called in a bomb threat or something.
God damn it.
What? Oh, too soon?
Oh, no, actually, probably not. You could be talking about any convention at this point.
The problem with the group up here is we're all comedians as well as
pissed off
professional performers. So we take, we roll with the punches with all this, but we also come up with material for it. I was making them crack up because I probably shouldn't do the Oompa Loompa thing.
The hell you shouldn't.
So we're walking out, and I look at Uncle and I'm like, hey Uncle, I guess what? And he's like, what? And I'm like, Oompa Loompa doopity dom. We should evacuate. There might be a. He's like, no! Oompa Loompa doopity dine. Evacuate in a single line. He's like, stop it! I'm like, I can't. This is how my brain works.
What I love is the way it was timed, because it said we just got an email 10 minutes into opening, so you know somebody had said it's scheduled to come in right at opening to disrupt opening, right? So I have an idea on how to prevent this in the future, right? Fake schedules. The one on the internet, just fake times for everything. Then you get there, and they've got a QR code to an internal website that has the real schedule. My other option is to treat it like we used to treat drug deals and raves when I was growing up, right? All right, you want to reg for the convention? Pick up your badge behind the 7-Eleven dumpster from some guy named Earl. He's going to send you to the IHOP parking lot. There's going to be a clown with a minivan. He'll take you to the venue.
You seem to be awfully well versed in this, Mr. Badger.
Yeah, hell, the statute of limitations is run. Yes, I am.
The numbers just turned red. What's that mean?
That means we have 1 minute left.
It means you're not colorblind.
That's good.
There's much better ways to go blind, my mom told me about.
God damn it.
It works.
Oh my God.
That's why I got glasses.
Before we end this panel, just as a reminder, because this is Convention War Stories, that it is fun to come up here and tell these stories. It's not so much fun to live through them. And right now, exactly, as of right now, you have all just lived through your Convention War Story. And while we've been singing the praises of the staff, of the volunteers, of the hotel, thank you to all of you, because the joke of single file line, that happened.
Yes.
We all stood outside for 3 hours, and yes, we may have started a few random cults. But other than that, we all understood what was going on. We all understood it was outside of the convention, the hotels, basically everyone's control. The police came here. They did what they needed to do procedurally. We stayed out of their way. So to all of you, Thank you so much for understanding, and truly put this moment behind you and have a wonderful, wonderful convention, because at this point, there's nowhere to go but up.
This has been Convention War Stories. Thank you so much for being here. Whose Line Is It Anyway will be in half an hour, and good night.
Silver Gato Man, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gato Man, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gato Man, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.